Hey everybody, this is Brandon Chesbro. It is a very windy day here in Tennessee, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the Primos Double Bull Surroundview 270-degree ground blind. This thing is pretty unbelievable. We're going to put it to the test and do some hunting out of it. Within a few minutes of me setting up the ground blind, before I could even start filming the review, I had a big old coyote come out. Now, we've been trying to get rid of these coyotes on this property for a while now, so it was an easy shot and he never saw it coming. Usually the coyotes here are really smart, so this is already a thumbs up on the ground blind. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys an official tour here in a minute, but basically these ground blinds are designed to give you a massive field of view through the walls so you can see game. It's pretty phenomenal. How do they do it? Well, as you can see, there are thousands of tiny holes on the walls of the blind that you can see through these holes, but there's camo print on the outside, so wild game can't see in. This mesh is pretty fantastic because I can see you perfectly through the window and you can see me perfectly, but once I go back behind this mesh, a lot more difficult to see me. All right, so for functionality, obviously giving this thing 5 stars. Starting with the walls, I mean, you have see-through walls, literally, it's unbelievable. You can see out pretty well. I mean, you know, if you start focusing on the walls, it is a little bit blurry, but if you had a deer walking right by, you're easily gonna see it through the walls and it's not gonna see you. I have been relying more on the windows for like actually looking through all morning, but you know, it's gonna help with anything that you're gonna see moving outside. I love there's a great big pocket right here in the front where you can store your wallet, your keys, your phone. It's pretty quiet. And I also love these window flaps that come down. There's nothing zipping, there's nothing clicking. It's nice and quiet. This fabric is really, really quiet. So if you needed to pull this down, it'd be really easy. So for functionality, I give this thing a great big 5 stars. One other thing I'm going to mention is that Primos does make a 360-degree version of this where the walls, the mesh walls, go all the way around. I actually really dig the 270-degree one because you've got this blackout wall behind you. You know, I feel like the only drawback of that 360-degree blind is that if you had the sun setting right behind you in this blind, chances are you're probably going to get silhouetted. Even with the mesh, once that sun hits through, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to cover up. So I really dig this blackout wall. I'd go with the 270 over the 360. All right, it's getting a little windy in here, but for quality, these things are built tough. The poles that hold it up are really, really strong. I love this mesh. The mesh here, the see-through mesh is actually like really thick, feels pretty water resistant. And I love how everything is with hooks and strings. I hate snaps, I hate zippers, and I don't even want to mention that horrible word Velcro. So I love how everything is quiet. This blind is very, very quiet. So quality, I give it 5 stars. Now we're gonna move on to usability. Honestly, I still give it 5 stars. I love how big this blind is. You've got so much room to move around. I mean, do you guys see how much video gear I have in here, along with my gun, my hunting backpack? If I'm shooting by myself, if I'm hunting by myself, I've got so much room in here, it's crazy. Also, I can stand straight up. So let me do a stand. Look at that, I can stand straight up in the blind. Now, I'm actually not the tallest guy in the world, I'm about 5'10", but the fact that you can stand all the way up in this, really, really awesome. I think that this is an easy 2-man tent if you wanted to bring someone, even if they were filming along with you. Yeah, usability, obviously the mesh walls, totally awesome. I totally think that they work. Obviously, I just shot a coyote out of it about 10 minutes ago, so I know that that mesh works. Yeah, overall, 5 stars for usability. All right, portability. You know, I'm gonna give this 4 stars only because it's heavy. You know, I know that it is a ground blind, and because of the high quality, you're dealing with heavier materials, but I'll be honest with you, I drove this up to my hunting spot in the truck this morning and loaded it right out of the truck because it's a little bit warmer out here today, and I knew that if I was going to be going anywhere over like a couple hundred yards, I'd be covered in sweat by the time that I got it out here and popped it up. So, you know, portability, I'm going to give it 4 stars, but only because I'm lazy. All right, so finally, we're going to get to value. You know, Primos's Double Bull line is very well respected, and they've got the price tag to go along with that. You know, this blind in particular, the 270 is $400, which for the quality, for the way that the technology being able to see through the walls, you know, it warrants that price tag. However, you know, I am used to buying a ground blind between like 80 to 100 bucks, and I use that for the year because I know how brutal one hunting season can be on a ground blind. Between all of the elements, thunderstorms, wind, you know, typically by the end of one hunting season, my ground blind is pretty much destroyed. So, you know, sinking $400 into a blind that may not make it through the year, it's kind of a large pill to swallow. So I'm actually going to give value 4 stars. All right, well, that does it for the outsider review of the Primos Double Bull Surroundview 270-degree ground blind. Whew, that's a mouthful. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Do you use this ground blind? Let me know in the comments. Have you had success with it? Have deer or turkeys or coyotes seen you through it, or have you been able to get really close up with them? We'd love to hear what you think about it. And let me know what you want me to review next, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much.